5 seconds. Mr. Speaker, Sir, the Honorable Minister and the Minister of State under the Ministry of Food and Agriculture have worked hard to improve food production and the condition of farmers. The farmers of this country are grateful to them for what they have done. On this occasion, I would like to point out that after independence, the government wanted to increase food production. They have taken many steps to improve it and also the condition of agriculturists. In spite of it, we have not been able to attain self sufficiency in food grains. I am glad that our ministers have now said in the House that in about 4 years we will attain self sufficiency. For this purpose, there are certain features which have to be taken into consideration. First of all, in the Planning Commission, it has been said that agricultural income tax should be imposed. In the same way, they also want to increase the land tax. In this connection, we have to take into consideration what facilities the government have provided for the agriculturists. We see that the government employees get free education for their children. They get electricity and many other facilities, but in the case of the farmer, his entire family has to work to get the crop in a time. When these people are suffering like this, I cannot understand why the government want to impose restrictions on the agriculturists. It is said that the agriculturist is the backbone of the country. If we want to make the country self sufficient in food, we have to improve the lot of the agriculturist and we should not impose unnecessary taxes on him. So far as Andhra Pradesh is concerned, only a few months back, the government doubled the land revenue. At the same time, there was increase in the electricity charges also. It is necessary for me to point out that the cost of agriculture has gone up on account of various factors. If we want to purchase tractors, the cost of tractors has gone up. With reference to diesel oil, the price has gone up. In the same way, the cost of chemical fertilizers also has gone up. But in spite of all this, we may be happy that the agriculturist was able to produce something. Now, if the government want to impose the taxes as suggested, it may put a stop to production. If this is done, then I do not know what will happen to our country. Then we are hearing now and then from the government that in famine areas they are taking up permanent relief works. We have been hearing this for the last 2 or 3 years, but as a matter of fact, nothing is done. If the government are interested in giving relief to famine areas, they must pay attention to minor irrigation and extension of electricity to the rural areas. I would only request the Honorable Minister to take immediate steps to sanction more funds for permanent famine relief. Letter from Kashinath and Sons, New Delhi, to the Upper India Trading Company Limited, Lucknow. Dear sirs, we wish to bring to your attention that we sent an order for urgent supply of some electrical goods on 20th February. You were pleased to acknowledge it on 1st March, informing us that the goods would be assembled at once and dispatched to us by the first available passenger train. But unfortunately, it has become necessary for us to bring to your notice that the goods have not yet reached us. We would like to inform you that this delay has resulted in considerable loss of business to us. We are sure you will appreciate our difficulty and do all that is necessary in the matter. If the goods are not already in transit, we shall be much obliged if you take steps to expedite their dispatch and let us know by return of post when we may expect to receive them. Further, in this connection, we would like to inform you that if we do not hear from you in this matter within a week, we shall be obliged to cancel the order, which we hope will not happen. Yours faithfully.